Why do you talk so slow?
Well, something happened. So, 2018, I was pretty burnt out. I was a solo practitioner. I didn't have a team like I do now or offices or anything like that. I was burnt out and I quit my practice. And I was just going to do Sunlight Sunny. My goal was just to get Sunlight Sunny off the ground, the children's franchise. And I had been practicing mindfulness for years and years and years and years, but I wanted to go to the next level. So I signed up for this meditation course, which was across town, in person. It was like $1,200 or something like that.
Wow.
And I was on my way, check in hand. And all of a sudden I started smelling something weird. What is that? Oh man, it's my car. So I'm like, I better turn around. I'm closer to home than I am there. So I turned around, I got home and realized that my car is crapping out on me. And I was so frustrated with everything that I just left it in the driveway. I said, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm just going to stay home, be broke. You know? And I put everything on hold. I was still getting my PhD. And I was frustrated with that too, because it was hard. And I was 38 at the time. And who the heck wants to do school at 38? I'm just like, screw all of this. So I went on a sabbatical. 2 weeks. I don't even think I turned on my television. I just listened to audio. I had now they call them ear pods, but they're whatever they're called, headphone things. Yeah. And I'm listening to a lot. I'm listening to Sermon on the Mount by Jesus. I'm listening to the Diamond Sutra by the Buddha. I'm listening to the Tao Te Ching. I'm listening to Jalaluddin Rumi, the poet. I'm like Ram Dass, Eckhart Tolle. I'm listening to anything I can get my hands on that's quote unquote spiritual. Hours and hours and hours. And then one day I'm meditating and all of a sudden I see blue. I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden I see red. And then I see a crystal white light. And I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, no, the light is obviously getting in my eyes. So I put my hands over my eyes like this and I pressed, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nope, still see it. So I'm like, all right, something's happening here. All right. So that experience ended. And then I went to bed and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. And some people get this, but everything, I couldn't move. I couldn't open my eyes, but I was awake. And my body started vibrating. It's just like vibrating at a high frequency. And again, I just let go. I said, hey, whatever this is, whatever. If it's death, whatever. Don't remember what happened after that, but I woke up the next day and I don't know, things were just different.
Yeah.
So things kind of slowed down.
Yeah, I was about to ask, did just everything slowed?
Yeah, everything slowed down.
Wow.
So I would go out on the front porch and I would watch the grass.
Watch the grass grow.
Watch the grass grow. And then I'd look at the trees moving in the wind. And instead of me recognizing that they're moving with the wind, to me, they were dancing. So I'm like, trees are dancing. This is cool. But things slowed down. And I started talking slower and softer. Because I used to be high energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can watch old clips of Kevin Reese teaching health. We typically spend the first half of our lives making ourselves sick, and then we spend the second half of our lives trying to make ourselves unsick.
You don't go to the health doctor. You don't. You go to the medicine doctor. So if you go to an MD for arthritis or fibromyalgia or another chronic illness, can they help you? No.
Yeah, it's great to see the difference between then and now.
I needed to finish my degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to that. And eventually I brought my car to a mechanic and got robbed. After I brought my car to the mechanic to get fixed and I went back to school, whatever had happened to me kind of disappeared. It was gone. So it was obvious that once I got into the hustle and bustle of life again, it was gone. And so later I would find out this is what's called a satori. It's Japanese for like a glimpse, like a sneak peek of what awakening could be. And it just went away. But the speaking kind of remained. And not too long later, I started a podcast called Inner Peace with Dr. Reese. That was my first project as Dr. Reese. And I started talking about this type of stuff. And I started interviewing people on this type of stuff. And I made sure that I spoke the same way. And there were pauses. And my S's started going longer and stuff like that. My F's started going longer. And I started getting emails from people. And it was, your podcast makes me want to meditate. I get another one from your podcast gives me chills, or I even had a woman say she got orgasms. So there was feedback coming in from the podcast because of the way that I was speaking. And I came to realize that, well, this is my gift, so to speak. Some people can jump high. Some people are good with mathematics. Some people are mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
I've been given this voice for whatever reason. But when I talk fast and energetic, the tone of the voice changes. It comes up. So I have to stay low in order to use it as an instrument. So once I realized I had this instrument, it was like, whoa, okay. And when I launched the clinic, the virtual clinic, and I was getting ready to come out to the public again, because I took 3 years off. I took 3 years off and went through a whole bunch of stuff and then revamped and came back. I had to have some real big heart-to-hearts with myself and figure out how I'm going to come back. And I said, what if you make videos just like you were doing the podcast? Well, it's going to be different. It's going to stand out. But the people that are tuned in are going to feel it. And so this is the birth of voice therapy. I'm giving people voice therapy. So not everyone gets it. Some people call it creepy. Some people call it boring. Some people say it ignites their anxiety. But then there's other people who use it to go to sleep at night. And some people who feel very chill and relaxed while they're listening. And so I'm doing my best to reach those people. And so that's why I speak slowly and softly most of the time. It's not all the time, because I'll tell you a little secret. In having these Satori's, and I've had a few, I've learned how to go inside. So there's outside Kevin and there's inside Kevin. Inside Kevin, you can tell, because this is what I refer to as getting high. When I go inside, things really slow down. And my eyes get very squinty. And I really, really don't care about anything. And it happens sometimes on Tuesdays when we're live. That's when you'll start getting short answers, like, because I just don't care. I feel good, and it's, you should be tuning in right now instead of asking me dumb questions. But when I'm outside, which is pretty much right now, because my mind has to stay engaged in order to do an interview. So if I'm doing an interview, or I'm talking to someone, or I'm at the seminar on stage, I'm outside. I'm outside. And yeah, I still speak slowly, and there's still pauses and whatnot. But I'm outside. I'm here with you. When I go inside, I'm gone. Long gone. And so I'm what many people in the spiritual world would probably call half-baked. So without any drugs or alcohol, I can get high almost anytime I want, because I know how to go inside. It only takes a few moments or a few minutes. But I've noticed through the years that I can't do it when I'm in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
So if I'm at the computer and I'm writing my books, or running payroll, or Levi, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
What's this, Levi? What are you doing? All that stuff. It's all outside. And it's hard to go inside. So I've kind of come to the conclusion that one of my mentors was right. Because before I launched this new business, I asked him, I said, do you think enlightenment is possible while running a business? And he said, probably not. And I said, I'm going to prove you wrong. But I think he's right. This is why people go to the Himalayan mountains. And this is why they go to monasteries. And this is why they go to ashrams. This is why they go to caves. So that they're not in the hustle and bustle. Running a business or having a family is really hard to reach that permanent state. I just gave you guys a lot here. So, in a nutshell, I'm sort of rushing right now. I'm trying to get the work done. I'm trying to get all my books done. I know exactly how many books there are in my head. right? I'm not going to be writing books when I'm 50. I'm not going to be doing videos when I'm 50 or 60. You know, there's an expiration date to all this. So I'm trying to get the work done now.
Yeah.
And there's urgency. There's urgency. I'm just getting it all done. Sex too. I'm getting everything. I'm getting everything in now because I don't know if it's going to all go away. Because if I'm inside, outside, what happens when it goes inside and it doesn't come out? So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's all an adventurous mystery ride. So, one of my mentors told me, life is not a problem to be solved. It's a mystery to be lived. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. He's getting high, folks.
Jumpstart your head-to-toe healing journey with the Dr. Reese book trilogy. Peace Over Pain is the cult classic that explains how head-to-toe healing works and how the medical monopoly doesn't. Reverse the Cause lays out the root causes to over 60 chronic conditions. And Dinner with Dr. Reese is a unique cookbook that contains 100 recipes without the destructive pour for foods. Together, all 3 books set you on a path to head-to-toe healing. Get yours today on Amazon, Audible, or peaceoverpain.com. Also, if you'd like to ask a question, tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Dr. Reese Live.